But I lost that Wilson fight, and everybody turned on me, champ. One day I'm watching a basketball game, and they say, this guy's in like Shannon Briggs. He's not gonna fall. And I was like, what am I hearing?
WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Shannon the Cannon Briggs!
Your upbringing, so Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Yes, brother.
Couldn't have been easy.
A man was shot twice in the chest.
Mob murders.
My mom was on heroin and crack. My pops, who raised me, my step-pops, he was in prison where he would eventually die. I'm walking the streets of Brooklyn, I'm getting in trouble. I can live place to place, which is terrifying and crazy, or I can go to jail and give that a shot.
That was an option.
Yeah, I was like, I got to, because what else I'm gonna do? My coach, Jimmy O, said, you fighting? I was like, not me. They were sick of me. I was talking so much crap in the gym, you fighting, or you walking home. And I was like, damn. The kids that I came with, they all saying, Ali, Ali, and they worked. He ran into the right hand, dropped him. My coach said, do it again, do it again. I'm wearing them out. I win. I won a trophy, champ.
You're fighting one of Ali's former opponents,
Crazy.
George Foreman.
They had a list of 50 people for Foreman to choose from the fight, and I was number 50, and he picked me because he wanted an easy fight.
Then,
I became the linear champ then, which was to me was the biggest thing, and I still say to this day.
And new linear heavyweight champion of the world, Shannon Briggs!
Larry Holmes told me, he said, never retire. Just keep making as much money as you can. And look what happened with Tyson and with Jake Paul.
Would you fight Jake Paul?
Man, tonight. I was supposed to fight 2 weeks ago. And Aiden Ross, Aiden, if you're watching this, man, make it happen.
Jake Paul?
Better.
Well, welcome back to First Round TV. We are in the Big Apple, and I'm thrilled. This is an unexpected guest. This is an unexpected guest, and I'm going to quickly tell the story. Firstly, Shannon Briggs, thank you so much for joining. I mean, this is an honor. So yesterday, we're at 2 days ago, we were at the football. Chelsea played Fluminense, the Club World Cup.
Right.
And we're a little bit panicky, thinking, right, we're in New York. We want to make sure we got good guests. We leave the football, and there's traffic everywhere, loads of traffic. And a friend of mine books an Uber.
Yeah.
And the Uber driver accepts it. He's around maybe 20 minutes away.
Right.
So as he gets closer, we can track it. He's 1 minute away. Then all of a sudden, it shoots back up to 15 minutes. He's like, I'm in traffic. We can't find you. And then we started messaging, right?
Right.
And then we persevered. So between Skee and ourselves, we persevered. Right, we are going to stay with this Uber driver.
Right.
We're going to find him. So we walk to this shopping center, there's traffic, and we're trying to find the car. And all of a sudden, after around, I would say, what do you think? 50 minutes? 50 minutes. We find the car. We get in the car. Skee goes, thank you so much for waiting and not cancelling. And we said the same. Anyway, he said, where are you guys from? We said, the UK. He said, what are you here for? We said, we're here for the boxing. Boxing Friday, boxing Saturday.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, Josh, said, he used to box, meaning me.
Right.
And Skee, your friend, an absolute legend, Skee,
and the best.
says, I've got a friend who's a boxer.
Yeah.
And then he goes, Shannon Briggs. Wow, Shannon. Next thing I know, he FaceTimes you and we're talking to you.
Yeah, let's
so
go.
a massively unexpected guest, but we're buzzing. And I can't appreciate you
champ.
enough for coming on. Anyway, Shannon.
Yes.
Long introduction. How you doing?
Champ. I'm good, brother. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you.
No, thank you. Well, I'm going to jump straight in with your upbringing. So Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Yes, brother.
Couldn't have been easy. Must have been tough.
It was tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was what it was. Honestly, when you're living it, you're living it. You don't, look at it like, it's so bad. You're just living life as a kid. And it was, looking back in retrospect, it was like, wow, I survived it. And I was able to take the pain growing up in Brownsville in the 1980s, the 70s, and the 80s and use it for something. Fortunately, honestly, because I didn't have a plan. And that's something that I tell people, it was no plan. Nothing was planned. Some kids are blessed to have an early beginning in a sport, whether it's boxing, tennis. If you start when you're young, little league. Me, no, I started when I was like, 15, 16.
Boxing.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was in the gym. That was just in the neighborhood, with the gloves in the backyard and, hanging out with the fellas. What we call was the backyard, which is really like, in the hood. But, but yeah, we started on the basketball court with the gloves in Atlantic Towers and playing with the guys, not playing, fighting with the brothers in the hood. And that led to eventually, I think in high school, I was in high school and a friend of mine was like, yo, it's funny because I had a fight. I got into a fight with like 3 dudes in high school, and I took care of them, all 3 of them, and they jumped me, and so a older dude seen it. He was like, yo, I never seen nobody fight like that. He was like, yo, you could fight. So he kept nagging me about going to a gym, like, yo, you should go to a boxing gym. I was like, boxing gym? But I had, remembered a couple years ago, we had the gloves in the hood, and I did pretty good. I was fighting guys that I wouldn't usually fight in the street, whether I might have been scared of them or whatever. But with the gloves on, I was giving it to him. So I was like, wait a minute. I was like, maybe. But me and the dude made a bet. I lost the bet, and it was a bet had something to have to do with a girl. And I lost the bet, and the bet, and for him, it was like, if you lose the bet, you got to come with me to a boxing gym.
Really?
And I was like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, how you gonna make me? So that's what I'm thinking to myself. So he kept nagging me about it. And, he had a car. So I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm in high school. He got a car. I'll go with him. And he was like, nah, I don't have the car. My car broke. He said, we got to take the bus. I was like, nah, it ain't happening. Because it was fall. It was wintertime. And I don't know. He talked me into it. However, I went. Took that long bus ride, and it was the beginning of a new life. It changed my life.
Was that in Brownsville, the boxing gym?
No, it was actually in East New York, in Starry City.
Right.
But there was no gym, and there is no gym in Brownsville until there will be, but there was no gym in Brownsville at the time. And the closest gym between in Brooklyn, there was Gleason's downtown.
Yeah.
There was Best Stop Boxing Gym. Mark Williams from there, Riddick Bowe was there. And then there was Starry City at the time in the 80s, and a few other gyms maybe, but those were the gyms that I frequent and that I knew about. And I went to the gym, man, and it was crazy because at the time I was homeless as a teenager.
Really?
Yeah. Me and my moms, we had lost our apartment, flat, as you say in England. We lost our flat. So I was like, I was living from place to place. I was staying with family and friends, and it got to a point where, I always say boxing saved my life. I was sleeping in the gym. I used to sleep in the Starry City boxing gym as a teenager. And it was all meant to be, because had I not maybe been introduced to the gloves in the neighborhood with kids playing and fighting, and then in high school for that to happen, this guy to see me fight, 3 dudes jump me, and I take care of all 3 of them, and he like, wow. And, so that I think everything was meant to be, man. It was like weird because at the time I had nothing. My mom was on heroin and crack. My pops who raised me, my step pops, he was in prison where he would eventually die. My mom was down on my birthday with heroin overdose. So I think everything was meant to be. Me going to the gym, had I not got on that bus that day, had I not that first fight I had, I didn't go because I was supposed to fight. They said, yo, you want to hang out and go with us to the fight and, see the show. I was like, all right, you can see how we do it. So I was like, all right, cool. I was like, cool, no problem. But and then we got in the car and we went over the Verrazano Bridge to go to Staten Island. That's where the fight was. And I had this dream, this bad nightmare in my head about that bridge because when I was a kid, I seen Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta and we act like he fell or whatever. And it did something to me, man. Don't laugh at me,
when you was driving to it.
So when we was driving to it, I was always scared of bridges like that. I was like, yo, because I guess I seen it when I was young. See, I'm the only child, so I grew up watching TV. So my mother worked, she was at work, well, she just left me at home. I was coming home with the key since I was 5 years old and going in to stay at home till my mother come, whether it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But so I raised myself and I raised TV. So when I seen it on TV when I was a kid, maybe 79, it shocked me. So bridges always had me shook.
It's funny what scares you when you're a kid, right?
Yeah, when you're a kid. So we went over the Verrazano Bridge to get to the fight. And I was just supposed to be, like I said, I'm going with them to learn the business as far as the amateur shows and everything and watch the other guys. So I'm going to fight. So as soon as I got there, my coach, Jimmy O, said, you fighting? And I was like, not me. You know me. I'm just here. I'm here to help. You know, I'm
15.
15.
Right.
I said, I'm 16.
16, right.
I'm like, no, I'm just to help. You know what I'm saying? Now he's like, no, you fighting. And what it was that I was talking so much crap in the gym for so many weeks that I kept been there. They were sick of me. So they was like, we're going to fix him. We're going to take him to the fights. They ain't even know about the bridge. So they ain't even know about the bridge.
You already conquered a fight.
So, but now I'm like, nah, I don't fight. Like, they said, nah, remember you was saying all that? You was talking about you this and, you know, what's up now? I was like, nah, I was just playing. I was like, no, I was just joking. They was like, you fighting or you walking home. And I was like, damn, I can't walk over that bridge. That's what I started thinking. I can't walk over that bridge. It's impossible. So it's nighttime. So I never forget that I had a T-shirt on. They cut the sleeves off. They ain't like me at all. They gave me some kids shorts I was 180, 175. He was
16, 175. So you was a light heavyweight.
Yeah, light heavyweight.
16.
Yep.
Wow.
And they gave me his shorts. He was weighed 135. There was like tight shorts on me. I had on tight shorts. I had on sneakers. My socks pulled up. That's why I still wear my socks like this. So I had my socks pulled up. I had on sneakers, and they put a headgear on me. I fought my first fight. And I never forget because when I came out, you know, when we first got there, was nobody there.
Yeah. It's
just us and a couple of fighters. I was like, you know, well, I don't want to fight, but, you know, it ain't nobody really here. And I'm just thinking a mile a minute. Man, by the time the fight started, and let alone they made my fight the last fight, like the main event, when I came out there, the place was packed.
Was it?
It was roaring with people. I was like, yo, I was looking like I had stage fright. I was so scared. I was like, I'm going to walk over this bridge. I can't walk over this bridge. The bridge had me scared. The Verrazano Bridge. I was like, what I'm going to do? I can't fight. I can't fight, let alone when they showed me who I was fighting. He had fights. He had like 5 or 6 fights. He was all muscular. They said he had went to jail. He was a grown man. I was 15, 16 years old, 16 years old.
Never boxed.
Never boxed in a ring in my life, just in the gym playing around. And they said, you fighting or you walking over the bridge? And I was like, nah, champ, I can't walk over the bridge. I was terrified, champ. And when I came out and seen all those people, I was like, wow, I'm about to get knocked down from all these people. Like, what's going to happen? My life is about to end. So I never forget, they threw me in there, champ, and the bell rang. And he was swarming on me. He was hitting me so hard.
Where was he from, sorry?
He was, and what's crazy is he was Buddy McGirt's like nephew or.
Was he really?
Yes, champ.
Wow.
Yes, I couldn't believe it. He could fight. I never fought. All I had was my street fighting skill. But I was full of shit, excuse my language. I was full of I used to watch the Muhammad Ali VCR tapes and imitate him. So I was when I was going to the gym, I was telling people, yeah, you know, because it was like, they could see I had some type of talent, but I was imitating what I seen Ali do.
Nothing wrong with that, I guess.
Exactly. Fake it till you make it, right? So I used to take that VCR tape over and over and watch it from beginning to end. All Ali, anything Ali. So, excuse me.
Did you beat him?
Champ, the bell rang. He was on me like a cheap suit. He was hitting hard too. I could feel the punches. I was like, damn. But I was doing the Ali imitation.
And please tell me you done the Ali shuffle.
Actually, I wasn't. I was climbing up, and I got hit, and I went down like I was on the ground. The referee was counting, and I looked over at my coach, Jimmy O'Farrell, rest in peace, and he looked at me. He said, "You're walking home if you don't get up." And I got up, and when I came back to the corner, I sat down. I'll never forget. He said, "You better do that Ali shit you be doing in the gym, all that." He said, "You better do that." And I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do fake like Ali. So I started doing that. And the kids that I came with, a few of them, they started saying, Ali. Because that's what they was doing in the gym to me. And it worked. He ran into the right hand, dropped him. I went crazy. I panicked. When I hit him, I panicked. I was like, ah. I didn't know what to do. He went down and I panicked. I was like, ah. Then the referee was telling me to go to the corner. The bell rang. My coach said, do it again. I third round, I did it again. I'm wearing them out. I win. I won a trophy, champ. I never won nothing in my life. In school, I never won a spelling bee. Never won nothing. Champ, I never won a race. They gave me a trophy, champ.
And you didn't have to walk over the bridge.
I didn't have to walk over the bridge.
Shannon, was you aware, obviously, what was Mike Tyson around 6 years older than you?
Yes, champ.
Was you aware of the fighters? Because you had Zab Judah, Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe, Junior Jones. Did you know of any of these fighters at the time when you was around 15, 16?
I worked for Darroll Judah, who was Zab Judah's dad.
Right, okay.
I was homeless as a teenager, and when I was homeless, at one point, he gave me a job.
Did he?
Darroll Judah. Zab might have, I'm sure Zab was born, he might have been like 5 years old, and his pops gave me a job, yeah. I never forgot that. I love him to the death. Darroll Judah, he's my bro. Love him to death, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So after that first fight, was that you hooked? Was that your path then? Boxing?
Nah. I won that fight. I won that fight that night. They gave me a trophy. I had never won nothing. I remember going over the bridge with the trophy. It was night. It was late. And I wasn't scared no more. I was looking out the window. I had the trophy. I fell asleep because I was just so my adrenaline. I went home. I was at the time, it was crazy, but I was living in this building that I was living in a apartment house that my mom had found from a lady that she had met on the bus. We were living in there. And then the lady wound up leaving the house, abandoning it, and left us there. So we ended living in the house for 8 months, no water, no lights, no water, no lights, no electricity. But when we was living there, it was free. So I never forget when he bought me, he said, "Where I drop you off, where you live at?" I told him I lived in the house, and I went inside. You know, I got get in the house, get in the door, and I slept with the trophy that night, champ. Word.
So what happened then as far as boxing is concerned? How many amateur fights did you have? Do you know?
I think I had about 40.
40 amateur fights?
30-something, 40, yeah. Between 30 and 40, yeah.
Yeah. And one name that I see on your record is you fought the great Cuban, Felix Savon.
Yeah.
I mean, you was in Cuba.
Yeah.
So all of those years later, you start really practicing boxing. That's your craft, that's sort of learning your craft. Then you fight Savon. What was the goals then? What was the plan back then?
Nah, I didn't. When I won that fight, I didn't try to. I wasn't going to fight no more.
Serious? You wasn't going to fight?
Yeah, I was happy. I won something. I never won shit.
So why did you carry on?
Because it was the plan. It was written. It was like, it was in the universe. It wasn't my plan.
It's like this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Real. It's not my making. It's not my decision. I tried to escape boxing. I didn't want to. I don't want to say I didn't want to box. I didn't have the confidence because that was sprung on me. That was the choice. It was no choice. I couldn't walk over the bridge. I'm terrified. I was terrified of bridges at the time. And here I am. It's nighttime. He telling me if I don't fight, I gotta walk. And this man wasn't playing. I mean, if you know Jimmy O, and people will tell you he was mean.
Do you think he would have made you walk over the bridge?
He said he wasn't taking me. He said he wasn't taking me. So what I was gonna do? Bus, train. I have no money.
So you just went along with what you believe was the path. That was the journey that's been put in front of me, and I'm gonna follow it.
No choice. And I tell people that was the great thing for me. I tell people that's what sometimes people need. You don't need. Sometimes when you have a choice, you might take the easy route or take the what's easier, sitting or standing. What's easier, sitting or standing? I'm actually sitting, right?
Yeah.
So people are gonna say I'm gonna sit. It's easier. So he made me stand up that night. Yeah. I'm like, damn, he made me.
Wow.
So that wasn't a choice. So then I realized that every time I tried to escape boxing, it was the only place I could go that was going to give me a path forward. Like, I got arrested. I was living from place to place. I was nothing, I was living like, I was gone. I was just becoming nothing. I had to walk in the streets, getting jobs. I'm a teenager, bro. Those teenage years is rough, man. That's why I always try to put an emphasis on teens, because I think in the next 5 years from now, we're going to have the biggest homeless population of teenagers on the planet in human history, the most in human history. You know what I'm saying? You know what they say, Lord of the Flies. Remember that? When the kids, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be more homeless kids in the world than any other time on the planet in a few years. So that means, the kids go through it, champ. So here I was, this one kid. My mom's was on drugs. My pops was in jail. I'm the only child. I'm walking the streets of Brooklyn. I'm getting in trouble. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, because I'm a thinker.
Yeah.
Okay. I can live place to place, which is terrifying and crazy, or I can go to jail and give that a shot and see how that goes for me. You know what I'm saying? See how...
Well, you actually, that was an option that you was actually thinking about.
Preparing myself for.
Serious?
Yeah. I was like, I got to, because what else I'm going to do? And everybody else doing it. And they seem like it's okay. They coming home, I seen so-and-so. It seemed like y'all having a big family reunion.
But what? So what? Because they've got a roof over their head, they got a bed, they got food.
Yep. They got food. They fighting, but they talking, they watching TV, they doing this, they doing that. Oh, it ain't, they wearing, back in those days, you was wearing your regular clothes. It wasn't a uniform. So your sneakers, your watch, your everything in jail. So it's like, that's an option. I mean, what else you have? You're a kid, you're 15, you're 16, and you don't got no place to sleep. It's raining. I'm talking about thunderstorm and raining. Where you gonna stand at? If you get caught in the rain, where you gonna dry off your clothes? Where do you go after that? So it's yeah. Yep.
1992.
Yes, champ.
You win a national title.
Yes, champ.
You are the champion.
Yeah.
Of the, in the amateurs, the US.
Yeah. Number one US fighter.
You turned pro in 1992. What was the reason for turning professional?
Again, not having options. You know what I'm saying? I was like, boxing started showing me that it was the only thing over those years that was going to catch out for me or give me something. I got on Operation Gold team. They had a team. They had a program called Operation Gold where they would give money to the top U.S. fighters.
Right.
And not just fighters, in different sports. If you were in the top 3, they would have a subsidy every month for you. You know what I'm saying? I got to the point where they was giving me like, $1,200 a month. And I was like, yo, the $1,200 was to me was like, okay, this is crazy. What?
As a top class amateur or as a professional?
Amateur.
As an amateur.
Yes. 92, I know. For 1990, I worked hard to get on that team so I could, go to the nationals. And I was like, I gotta win, because if I don't, I'm not gonna have no money coming in. And they was getting more than that. I mean, that was like the low pay, $1,200. Oscar was getting like $5,000 a month. We kids.
That's good money.
What?
That's good
you
money.
You kidding me? They was getting paid in full. I was like scratching my head, like, what? It gave me a goal. Like, okay, I gotta make it so I can get on this USA team. And I did that. And that was showing me, giving me more confidence that, something that I never had. I never had confidence in nothing. I never had confidence in my education because I'm in school. You know what I'm saying? I never had confidence in nothing. My education, I wasn't a tough kid. I wasn't like no street kid. I was a pretty boy. My mom loved me to death. She put Vaseline all over my face, make me shine, put clothes on me, put me in lights to bow ties. You should have seen me, champ. She had me looking like a baby doll. You know what I'm saying? And my name is Shannon.
We got to find pictures.
Come on, man. They had me, man. I was soft as butter. You know what I mean? I was soft as hot butter. I was soft. My mom raised me good, man. My mother had money growing up. She had money, and then she lost everything. I had everything, champ. I had kids get 1 bike for Christmas. I get 2. 2 big wheels, 2 racetracks, 2 everything. People say, yo, what's wrong with her? Maybe she crazy. She think she got another boy or something. She say, no, I gotta get that in case he break it. You know how he is. She just loved me. She gave me everything. So then what I tell everybody, which is the crazy part of the story, a part of my story, is to have everything and to have nothing. It's hard because you're like, wait a minute, you tasted it before, and now you back. Now you sleeping with homeless people. You sleeping on the train. You stealing to eat. You going to jail. Something I went to private school, champ. I went to Lutheran school for 7 years. Then I went to Catholic high school. I came home from school one day and we got evicted. We lost our flat, our apartment.
How old was you then? So
14.
So from the ages of 14, you was fine. And then it went...
Balling. So I was balling. In my life, because I lived in a great neighborhood, we had a pool, we had basketball court, we had a picnic. This was like, I don't know why they built this there in the beautiful buildings in Brownsville, Brooklyn. So it was surrounded by people who would come to us because they was like, y'all got money. Y'all rich. Y'all got a pool. You got ramp. You had everything, 24-story terraces that you could look out. You know, it was like, so it was this really nice development built in the hood. So we were the ones that were, and that's what taught me how to fight too.
So you was getting the money from the US team.
Yeah, USA team.
Was it, you didn't qualify for the Olympics? Is that what led you to turn professional?
Yeah, I broke my hand. Look at that.
Wow.
I broke my hand. I started breaking my hand in champ in like 90, 91.
That's bad.
Yeah, I started breaking my head all the time, man. Surgery after surgery. And it was like, I was told by many people, and I was told by managers I couldn't get picked up. They was like, nah, he got bad hands. So we were trying to keep it a secret. My manager, who got rest in peace to Michael Marley, he was a writer for New York Post. I tell people he discovered me because he did. He was the first to write about me. He seen me fight at Olympic Festival, and he wrote a story about me in the New York Post, and people were like, start taking interest. And then he took interest and was like, yo, I want to do something with you. And rest in peace to Mike Marley. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here with you today.
So, I'm glad for him.
Yeah.
So you turn professional, you get a manager. What's the plan then? Obviously to earn money, but you would have been aware of what Mike Tyson was doing. Are you thinking, I want to emulate what Mike's doing? Or was you, I know you said there was a lack of confidence. Did you believe you could do what Mike was doing back then?
You know what it was? I was honestly living one day at a time. I never, honestly, it was no plan. I could say a lot of
no goals.
There were no goals, champ. It was day to day, champ, because, looking back in retrospect, man, like, damn, how was I coping with that? My mom's was on drugs. I would see her out, in time to time. I told you I came from a good situation, champ. Yeah. I had my own room. I had every toy you could name. I had a Commodore 64 computer. I had television, ColecoVision. I had everything. I started a Star Wars collection. I had comic book collection that might be worth today millions of dollars. So, I mean, I was a collector. I was a kid. I had everything my mother wanted to give me. Then I lost everything. I'm talking about I lost every baby picture I ever had of me. I lost every game, every toy, every collectible. We lost our life.
Where is it?
You got it thrown away in eviction. It went away, garbage, wherever it took. So we lost our life. And my mother had a nervous breakdown. And all she would do, champ, was cry all day. Cry. And I was like, Ma, you got to stop crying. You got to stop because it's not going to help us. You know what I'm saying? And she would just cry, champ, for years. And she had a nervous breakdown. I knew it. So I was like, the boxing was one thing I was saying, well, if I make it in this, I could get her in the hospital. I could get her a place, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you remember how much you got for your first fight?
Nah, because I didn't really get no money, whatever. I ain't tell you, man, I tell you again, bro. It brings a little like a choke to me only because like, it was meant to be. I met Mike Marley. He introduced me to Mark Roberts. They gave me $10,000. I couldn't believe it.
Signing on fee.
Yeah, they saved me $10,000. Wow. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, $10,000. Okay. I was like, but I wanted $100,000. I was crazy. I was like, I want $100,000, which I felt like, yo, look, I started cooking, champ. Now I went from a kid who was scared to walk over the bridge, won that fight, to I fought. They didn't give me no sweet spots after that. I was right at I won the Empire State Games next. I won the Golden Gloves next. I won the PAL next in 1990 or 91, one of those, the PAL. So I was in the mix. I'm on TV now. Now, mind you, I'm saying to myself in my brain, these people don't know that I'm scared shitless. I'm not supposed to be here.
You put up a good front.
Man, I got the best front ever. I'm like, man, only if these people knew that I'm bullshitting. But okay, I got to watch more Muhammad Ali tapes. But I'm memorizing them now. I'm memorizing them, champ. And nobody never taught me nothing, champ, in boxing. If you look at my style, how I fight, nobody never taught me how to fight. There's no way to teach nobody how to fight. You got to know how to fight.
Well, you had God-given power.
Power. Yeah. The fear do that to you.
But so you don't get your 100 grand, you get your 10 grand.
Yeah, I got 10 grand.
You have your pro debut.
Yes, sure.
I'm going to move forward now. You
Sure.
win your first 20.
I apologize. I'll be rambling. I apologize.
No. Don't be silly. It's brilliant, to hear your story, where you come from, what you had, what you didn't have, and where you got to. So you win your debut. You had 24 fights after that.
That's
And
true.
everything's going plain sailing. You're winning.
Nice.
Yeah, you're top of the world.
Yeah.
You're probably thinking then, well, maybe I can do what Tyson's doing.
Yeah.
But then you fight Darroll Wilson.
Right.
And he beats you, is it in 3?
Yes. He
What
stopped
happened
me in
there?
3. He
What
stopped me in
happened?
3.
Was it a shock?
It was a shock to...
Because he was unbeaten, right? I think he had just the 1 or 2 draws, but
No, he was
wins.
unbeaten. He was unbeaten.
Yeah.
He was unbeaten. He didn't look tough to me in no way. He wasn't tough to me in no way. No knock to him, but truthfully, like you skip. Now we skip. Now we jump to Darroll Wilson. But truth of the matter is, champ, I was not fighting how I should have been fighting.
Building up to that.
Yes. If you look at my fights, I was knocking people out. I was, going after them. And that wasn't who I was. I was a boxer. I told you, I was watching Ali tapes. And they got me somewhere. And I was talented in that. I was talented on my feet. I was talented moving my head and all that. So when I started training with Teddy Atlas, he taught me a different style. You know what I'm saying? And that style, I was blessed to learn that. But it didn't add to what I had.
So did you start off, sorry to interrupt, did you start off your early few fights boxing? No, swinging.
Sweet, like Ray Leonard.
Oh, right. Okay.
Sweet, Sugar Ray Robinson. So I mastered this, the Ray Robinson, the Sugar Ray Leonard, and the Muhammad Ali. I put it in my brain, and I just practiced in my brain, and people couldn't believe it.
So when did Teddy Atlas get introduced? When did you bring him into the team?
When I was 20, I was 19 years old. I met him when I was 19 years old in Miami Beach. I'm training in Miami Beach just like Ali did. People were like, this is the next Ali. I was nice, champ. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't trying to pat myself on the back, but I was nice. People was like, wow, this kid is unbelievable. And I was winning everything. And then we went down to Miami to train with Pat Burns because he was the 1992 Olympic coach. That was the word. He was going to be the coach. So I needed to be down in Miami. I needed to be training with him. So I had a better chance of being on the team, as well as when I get to the Olympics, I'm training with a guy I'm familiar with. And to use that politically to get on the team and everything it took. You know how it is. So I was down there training with Pat, and Teddy was down there training at the 5th Street Gym, Ali's old gym. And I went there one day, and they asked me to spar. And I sparred, and it was like, wow, it was nice. And I was sparring with grown pros, and it was nothing for me. And I started working with Teddy Atlas just a couple of days, and that was it. I never seen him again until later on when I was about to turn pro. I think Mike or Mark reached out to him. Excuse me, champ. And he started training me, and it was a style change.
Being more aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was a style change that I never really got comfortable with.
Really?
Nah, I never got comfortable. And that's the cool thing in life. Like, and I really think about this a lot. You can't do nothing in life if you're not comfortable correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people, I know I did for a long time, overestimated how being comfortable and being relaxed will make a difference to a degree you can't imagine. You hear what I'm saying?
You don't have that edge.
You got to get that. If you can't be relaxed and have fun and enjoy yourself, then it's not the same. Then it's somebody who can, because they're never going to get tired. They're going to be able to think, relax, and smooth. But if you're thinking under pressure and you're not thinking correctly, you're trying to do something that you don't feel is you're not going to. So I wasn't comfortable. Long story short.
Darroll Wilson, you lose.
Yeah.
So where's your head at then? Are you think? I mean, what's the plan? Did it dent your confidence at all? Because you're 25-0, you lose.
Yeah.
3rd round.
Yeah.
What are you thinking then?
Teddy Atlas and me split.
Right.
So now it's time for me to get to work. It's time for me to figure out, get a trainer and get my style.
Yeah.
I want to be Ali. I want to be Roy Jones. I was looking at Roy Jones like, that's my style. You know what I'm saying? That's how I should be fighting. And that was it, the pursuit. It was on.
This is incredible, right? This little story now. So you've basically essentially grown up watching Muhammad Ali fight.
Yes.
Okay. You lose 4 fights later. You're fighting one of Ali's former opponents, George Foreman.
I told you I had nothing to do with it.
What I mean, what? How nuts is that?
It's not
George Foreman.
George Foreman, his last fight.
His last ever fight. You retired a legend.
Yo,
shame on you.
That bridge, man. That bridge, man. The Verrazano Bridge.
What? I mean, talk to me about that whole experience. You're fighting George Foreman.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the build up like? Well, can you remember that fight being offered to you? How did it all come around?
That was crazy too, because HBO, no longer your business, so I can talk about it now. They were I had lost that Wilson fight, and everybody turned on me, chap. Everybody, because when me and Teddy split, or Teddy, dumped me, everybody went against me, chap. Like, yo, I mean, the media treated me like I was the worst fighter ever lived. It was like, it was a joke.
Like a fraud sort of thing.
It was crazy. What I was getting bombarded with was just like, yo. And then one day I'm watching a basketball game, and this is like the Knicks playoff, the New York Knicks playoff. And they say, this guy's in like Shannon Briggs. He's not going to fall. And I was like, what am I hearing? Like, I literally was like, this was like 95, 96. I was the butt of everyone's joke. And I'm from New York, so I had New York on lock. Let's just say that. I was in every magazine. I was on New York Undercover, MTV Raps every week. Everything in DC, known to man on BET, Teen Summit, every show I was on. So on the Eastern Seaboard, I was very, very popular.
Right.
I had a publicist at the time, Rubenstein. I had Rubenstein. It was like New York was my thing. And then it all turned on me. Like everyone turned on me.
One loss. The
media, everybody I was a sham. I was this, I was that. So good. Now, but honestly, now the bags is off me, because now I'm like, okay, it's me versus everybody, but it's not really me versus, I got to figure it out. First thing I got to do, I got to get back to my old style. I got to find the old Shannon Briggs. I got to get that Ali back. Now, mind you, everyone called me Ali because they didn't even know my name. For some reason, people couldn't say Shannon back in the day. They couldn't say Shannon. So they say Ali. They called me Ali. So I got to get the Ali back in me. But then I didn't have it. I was like, what does it take to get it back? I didn't know what it took. I went on a journey.
Yeah.
I went on a journey to find out what does it take to get your rhythm, to get back on your feet, to start dancing. It takes a lot. Jumping rope, dancing, getting loose, getting comfortable. I was trying to be Mike Tyson. Now I got to try to be Shannon Briggs. And that's another thing. I never found out who I was as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So skip to now, they offered me the Foreman fight. On HBO, like I was saying, HBO has said that I was banned because they had offered me a couple fights, and they wanted me to fight Joe Hip. It was on a short notice. He a southpaw. He was going to crack me. I wasn't ready. I was like, nah, champ. And they offered me somebody else. It was short notice. I was like, nah. And the money was not good. So I said no. And the dude at the time told me, you'll never get a fight on network television again. Now, what I was mad about was the fact that I was talking directly to him on the phone, where I was negotiating a fight, and I had a manager at the time. So I was like, but the manager gave him my number and said, told him directly to call me to offer me the fight. So I didn't take the fight, long story short. And they was like, yo, you done in the business. You ain't never get back on TV again. So I'm like, damn. So I hustled my way back. I fought a few, guys off television. And then I think I got a Tuesday night fight to lose against a dude, but I won.
Yeah.
And George Valdez broke his jaw, broke his ribs. Great fight. He's my boy, but I beat the hell out of him. And it was a good fight. And then Foreman, they had a list of 50 people for Foreman to choose from the fight. 50 people. And I was number 50 or 49. And he picked me.
Serious?
Yeah, champ, kid you not. And they showed it on TV, by the way. They showed the whole, when they said, this is the list we had for George to fight. He picked number 49, Shannon Briggs, because he wanted an easy fight. He had the tough fight with Alex Stewart. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
He had the tough fight with Savarese.
Yeah.
Remember that? Face was looking crazy. He had like...
There was about 3 or 4 split decisions, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
He had about 3 or 4 tough fights. Schultz, I think, too.
Yeah, so that Alex Schultz, he was the IBF champion, right? And because he didn't rematch him, he was stripped of the title.
Yeah.
So essentially, you beating George Foreman, you could have been the IBF world champion.
I became the linear champ then because I had the linear title, which was to me was the biggest thing, and I still say to this day.
Serious?
Yeah, it's nothing bigger than that.
Beating Foreman.
Because that's the linear title.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the man who beat the man who beat the man. So I had the original belt that Boss Fitzsimmons had, Jack Johnson had. That's the belt I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like sharing the ring with Foreman?
He was big. I remember, we was fighting the first, and we went into a clinch.
Yeah.
The first round, and I smelled them, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn. And then it was a tactic that fighters would do sometimes. He smelled like a bear. I couldn't believe it, champ.
Like a bear?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It scared the shit out of me, champ. It scared the shit out of me.
Serious?
When we was fighting, and we got in clinch, and I smelled them. I was like, what the? I got scared. Champ.
Really?
Yeah, champ.
Did he punch as hard as everyone says?
Man, harder than that.
Really?
Harder than what they say. They don't know. I know. That's why I say I think, honestly, in the history of mankind, I think Evander Holyfield might be the toughest human that ever lived. He got to be one of them, honestly, because think about it. He fought George Foreman. He fought
Bowe.
He fought the white Muhammad Ali as a light heavy, as a cruiserweight, light heavy, whatever. He fought for so many years to what he was 58 or something, 49, 58. Yeah. So, and the wars he had, because Foreman hit him more than he hit me. Because I was moving. So Holy was getting caught. And Holy was taking him. So, but he hit hard, champ. I couldn't sleep for 2 weeks.
Really?
Nah, 2 weeks.
Well, you get the win. You're the linear champ. Next up for you, Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
And that didn't go your way.
Your boy.
Yeah, that was for the WBC World Title. 5th round stoppage. How good was Lennox?
Great. But he might have not took me as much of a threat. He knew me from hanging out in Miami. We were both in Miami heavy at the time. Now I'm in Miami, living in Miami. I've been like this, maybe my 3rd year in Miami. He knew me from out. I knew him from out. And, he wasn't taking it serious. I wasn't taking it that serious. But,
Why?
I wasn't scared of him at all, champ. I didn't have no fear of him. I didn't have nothing. Nothing made me feel like I couldn't beat him, honestly, because I was comfortable.
Right, so you was too confident.
That, and honestly, the truth of the matter is I wasn't supposed to fight him. From the Foreman fight, my hand broke.
Right.
So the fight was ghost surgery. And on my way to surgery, they were like, no surgery, we got an offer for you. And I was like, nah, I got to get the surgery, y'all. I can't do nothing. And it was like, well, can't get the surgery. So long story short, I wasn't allowed to do the surgery. It didn't happen. I went into the fight with no preparation.
Do you know how long after it was?
I really don't.
Months. So not long enough.
Not long.
How did Lewis's power compare to Foreman's?
Nobody hit like George Foreman. George Foreman hit hard, champ. He hit hard.
Serious?
Yeah, I never felt nothing like that. I got hit by a car one time. I ain't gonna lie. I got hit by a car. It was on Utica Avenue. Yeah, Utica in the Boulevard. I got hit by a car. And that's how I felt when I fought George Foreman. That's how I felt, champ.
You punched that.
Yeah, I swear to God, I couldn't believe it. He jabbed me.
It makes sense then when you see him lift Fraser off the floor.
Yeah, because he hit me at one time and he knocked me out, but he didn't know it. And he hit me another shot. It woke me up. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on? And I really thought his gloves, his knuckle feel like his no pad, like it's right there. So the knuckle go right in your face, right in the skin. Like, God damn. Yeah, real talk, champ.
But it shows the power because the knockout of Michael Moorer, he doesn't even load up. It literally just goes.
It feel like this how his hand do like this. That's his hand. That's his hand. Yeah, but imagine a pipe, like a metal table. Yeah, it's here.
That's frightening. So you get beat 5th round, Lennox Lewis. Again, where's your head at the time? Are you thinking, right, Let's get back on that rebuilding road. Let's go again. You know, because the journey's still. I know you was crowned the lineal champ, but you still hadn't won a world title at that stage.
Right.
Was the goal still to continue to win a title, or was there any sort of thoughts of retirement after Lewis?
I was still on that journey, champ, to find the right. This is before phones. This is before you get Chat GTP, anything you had a question for. I was looking for a coach, honestly.
Yeah.
After Teddy, I really spent the majority of my career looking for a coach that I could mesh with, that could get me back to this, and I never did. I ran into Floyd Mayweather Sr. one time. I was in the airport, and he seen me, and I seen him. And I said, "Hey, yo, what's up, champ? I'm Shannon Briggs." And he said, he said, "Man, I know who you are." He looked away. He looked at me. He said, "Man, you could fight." I said, "Oh, man, thanks, champ." He said, "No. Nah, man, you could really fight." He said, "Man," I said, "Man, I want to train with you. I want to work with you, man." And, I didn't really understand everything he was saying, you know what I'm saying? If he talk fast, I talk fast. But I said, "I'm going to come back and train with you. I'm going to come and train with you." And that was on my mind. So this was in Vegas. I flew back to Jersey, and I was like, I'm going to go to Vegas and find him, because I need somebody who can help me, get my shit back. And I went to Vegas, man, and I was there 2 days. December 4th, man, my aunt called and said, "Your mother dead." She had yeah, man, I was there 2 days, champ. I was there 3 days. I went and got an apartment at the hotel, those hard, like you live in hotels. I had been there 3 days, and that was December 4th, yep. I never forget that day, because I was watching, I think it was like Donahue or something, one of those shows on, the shows come on during the daytime. And one of the kids was being real bad. It was one of those shows, the parents, the disrespect. And I said, "Man, those kids is bad. That's messed up. What if you lose your mother on the day you're born?" I said that to myself, thinking like that's, and then that night my aunt called. So I always say, that me going to Vegas, not hooking up with Senior, who knows how, how my life would have went.
Because did you come back home, obviously?
The next day, I flew back that night or whatever. I flew back on the plane. I cried the whole time.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I lost my best friend, my mama, Margie. That was my best friend. We was together, you know what I'm saying? So
you went through that hardship.
Yeah, we was the type of mother and parent that was with each other. My mother kept me with her no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I was her best friend. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was.
So you don't link up with Senior?
No.
Maybe with Senior. After the Lewis defeat, you had 20 fights, 2 defeats and 1 draw before you got the world title shot. How challenging was that period of time, those 20 fights? You're still trying to find the coach. Yeah. You've lost your mother. Yeah. There's 2 defeats in there, a draw. Tough time?
Tough time, man. Then I met an angel, man, named Scott Hirsch. That's my boy. I met Scott Hirsch, and he helped me out through dark times. He helped me get me, back in shape. He was sent like an angel, man, to help me out, man. I was like, still want to get in the boxing. He wanted to be a manager. And he got in the boxing. He put some bread behind me, help me out financially. Because all I needed was a break, you know what I'm saying? God gave me that break. I started training, got me the best of training. And, I got in shape and I won the title, man. Second time.
November 2006.
Yeah.
A dream comes true.
Yeah,
that perseverance. I mean, it's incredible when you listen to your story up until that point, what you had to go through to get there. There were defeats. There were very good wins. But you get that shot against Syria Likovich.
Yeah,
is that right?
Sergey Likovich.
Yeah.
Sergey Likovich, yeah.
The WBO, sorry, champion of the world. What was that feeling like?
Oh, man.
Having your arm raised at the end?
It felt good, man. But honestly, champ, it felt good.
Champion,
it felt
heavyweight
good.
Champion of the world.
But it was so much more than me, champ. You should have seen me, champ. I could have been one of those. I felt I could have been one of those, champ. Not even what I feel. I had the talent. You know what I'm saying? I didn't maximize it, what I had. So it was a bittersweet moment for me, even winning the title second time, because I knew I was much better than that. I was good. I sparred with everybody. Bruce Seldon, You name it. I sparred world champions. They see me fight. When I was a kid, when I was young, a guy said, "Hey, yo, you want to make some money?" I said, "Yeah." I was broke. He said, "Yo, I got this guy down at Gleason's gym. They paying if you give a couple rounds to this kid, this guy." I don't know what I heard. I don't know what I heard for the offer, but I went down there. So I was like, all right, I'll spar him, you want me to help him? I seen him shadow boxing. I said, okay, I'll help him. So when the bell rang, I seen him sparring with some other guys, and they put me in. They said, this is what you'll get, like $75. I was like, really? I'm flat broke. So I'm like, all right. So I'm getting in the ring, and he tried to get a little funky with me, so I gave it to him. And then he tried to get funky again. I gave it to him again. I'm like, I'm just trying to chill. So then I started just giving it to him. So I came back to the corner, and the dude said, hey, yo, chill out. You messing up the money. I said, what you mean? I said, I'm trying to chill, but he a bum. I'm trying to hold him up, but he trying to get funky sometime. So some girls came in the gym, and, I wanted to show off because the girls was there, and I didn't, but there was his girls. And I was showing off, so I started spanking them. So everybody in the gym was like, yo, they came up to me, champ. Afterwards, they was like, around. I was like, to myself, I was like, why they doing this? The guy's an amateur. And I was going to help him out, but I was like, So then my friend said, yo, they don't want to use you no more. I was like, I was going to help him, teach him, but he tried to, and he said, come here. He walked me over to a table, and he said like this, he should open up the suitcase. It was his belts. He was Jeff Lampkin, cruiserweight champion of the world.
Really?
Yeah. I was playing.
Beating him up.
Man, I was playing with him, champ. I'm talking about hitting him behind my back like this, like Three Stooges. I was playing with him like the Three Stooges, champ.
So try and explain that feeling then of winning the title, because I think you're underplaying it a little bit. Whatever happens, regardless of what you're saying, you could have done, you could have gone on to do more.
Yeah, I could have been.
You
something.
forever will be a heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
Nobody can take that away from you. Try and explain that feeling though when your arms have been raised.
I felt good. It was like, but it was something that I had already been working for, but I could have been better. I was like, I should be fighting Holyfield. I should be fighting Bowe. I should be I should be right. And I couldn't get right, champ. I couldn't get right, man. No, I was in my way. I didn't have the right trainers. I didn't have what I needed. I needed to be on that jump rope. I needed to be getting that rhythm. That's who I was. I needed to be getting my style. I needed to be listening to music and getting ready for, I needed to be with people who could teach that and bring that out of me. You know what I'm saying? I was by myself.
Do you think that was your biggest opponent, your hardest opponent?
Factory. I wasn't my own man. I wasn't standing on my own to make decisions for myself. I was always like this.
I'm
So what do you
exactly
think?
the same.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
exactly the same. I never believed in myself.
Right.
These guys we do the podcast with always telling me off because I don't believe in myself. I
Yeah.
never believe in myself.
Yeah.
The first thing I'll say after this podcast is, was that okay? Was that okay?
Yeah,
Because
me
I
too.
never had belief in myself.
Yeah.
And I always think if I would have had more self-belief,
Yes.
who knows what,
Who knows? And then people see me and they say, man, you exude so much like confidence and energy. I'm confident now than I was then, more confident now in myself and what I could have done and that I should have, and again, I kick myself in the ass a lot about it, but I was in search for a good coach, a coach that could teach me to be the best I could be.
Do you think did you ever find that coach?
Nah, Jim, what I learned was they were all good coaches. Teddy Atlas, Emmanuel Stewart. Man, I could name 20. Carlos Abuene, Milton LaCroix, Maserati, Johnny Pearsall, Tommy, and Tommy Brooks. I mean, all these different trainers. I trained with Lou Duke. Georgie Benton trained me, champ. The great Georgie Benton trained me as a kid for a year.
So you're saying the issue was you?
Because you know what? The issue was I was supposed to meet all those trainers and not train with none of them. Learn and turn that with me. That's what the good pupil does. He goes to the different masters and he learned. But I was getting hung up on, man, I'm not with him no more. And not taking it with me. Yeah, Georgie taught me this, what they call it Philly style. I learned it from him. Personally, he loved me to death. He loved me because I was funny, and I was from New York, and he would take me to the mall and get girls. Georgie Benton loved girls. I ain't snitching. I'm keeping it real. He loved women. And he'd take me to get the girls. He knew I was a magnet. He was like, yo, I get them all old women, and I get their daughters or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he loved me for that. Every city we went to, Vegas, New York, Virginia, Georgie Benton said, come on. You with me. You know what I'm saying? And he taught me a lot. Everybody taught me a lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't package it correctly. See what I'm saying? I didn't package it correctly. I should have took it all and then became the master that I become led now. Now I'm a master. But I'm 53,000 years old.
You lose Ibragimov.
Yeah.
Then you have 2 years out the ring.
Yeah.
Was you retired then?
I retired so much I never retired. So I retired so much that I never retired, not once. For real. I'm still active now to this day, champ. I was supposed to fight 2 weeks ago, but I got a meniscus tear. And so that's what that pushed me back. But I got some good news on the way over here. I got some calls that
Paul?
Better. Rampage Jackson.
Yeah.
Aiden Ross called me. I talked to Aiden Ross.
Isn't that been simmering along for a while?
For years. Yeah, I'm finally. I think
that's happening.
I think so. Aiden said he wants to see it happen. And if Aiden, if you're watching this, man, make it happen. Let's go, champ. I'm gonna kick his ass, champ, once and for all.
So it's not you're back. You've never been gone.
I know. Larry Holmes told me years ago. Larry Holmes told me one day. I never forget. He said never retire. Years ago, Larry told. I said, what you mean? I said something about retirement. He said, man, never retire. He said, fight until you can't fight no more. And look what happened with Tyson and with Jake Paul and bringing back influences. So Larry was right, man. Never retire. Just keep making as much money as you can until you can't. You know what I mean?
Would you fight Jake Paul?
Man, tonight. On the bridge.
On the
bridge.
Loser jumps in.
Loser jump. On the bridge.
So in that period, 5 years, you're out the ring 2 years, 5 years, you come back, you fight Vitaly Klitschko in Germany. Tough man.
Man, tough as hell.
You go the distance for him, fighting for the WBC World Title. Did he really, yeah?
He punched hard, champ. Ooh, he punched hard. Champ.
I tell you now, you show some heart, some
I got
courage.
a chin, champ. I got a chin. I told you I got hit by a car. I didn't even tell you the story. I got hit by on Utica and Linden Boulevard, man. I got hit by a car. But it wasn't I got hit by a car. He ran the car in me, ran me over. Yeah. He hit me with the car. And I went flying into the Chinese restaurant window. For real. I went through the window of the Chinese restaurant. And then all my friends jumped on him and started beating him up.
Jeez.
And then I went to the hospital. And they was like, yo, you got warrants. You're going to jail for jumping a turnstile. I left the hospital with the nightgown. I mean, the back is open and my ass was out and everything. I was running out the hospital. Kings County. I ran out the hospital. They said I had warrants. So I ran out. In the gown, I was in the hospital on the landing, and it was like, man. So I was there for like 2 days. And then they said, hey, we coming back. We ran your name. You go, this is like 86, 87. So they're like, yo, you got, they told me, I had warrants in there for jumping the train style. So I ran out the hospital, champ.
So wait, you're saying you can soak it up. You've been hit by a car. You've been hit by George Foreman.
Yes.
You've been hit by Vitaly.
That's what I was trying to. That's the point I was trying to make. No, I was still imagining me running out the hospital. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Your ass hanging out.
Yeah, ass hanging out.
But Vitaly could punch.
Man, he hit hard, champ. I ain't gonna lie. He right after Foreman. Yeah, he right after Foreman. That right hand.
Oh, so Vitaly punched harder than Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis is a guy who strong. He would beat any of those guys on any night. I think that on any given night, the best Lennox Lewis versus the best of any other fighter, Lennox Lewis has a 90% chance of winning.
Any heavyweight of any time
throughout history. And now, the only thing I'm gonna say about Ali is that we'll never know. because those 3 years, anything after those 3 years don't count to me.
Right.
Nothing. I don't care about the Ali Frazier fights.
Yeah.
The Ali that we missed 3 years. That type of fighter, a rhythm fighter, a talented fighter like that, he need to be staying in motion. That's what ruined my career. Stopping, new trainers, fake retiring 2 years, 3 years off.
Yeah.
No, it's a rhythm thing. It's like
active.
You got to be active. It's that rhythm thing. You got to be able to move and dance. You can't stop. You stop dancing, what happens? You get out, you lose it. And that's what happened to me. You can't stop. 1 month can ruin your life. 1 month.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
forget 3 years. 1 month.
Yeah.
Stop dancing for a month and go back and be like, damn, I'm doing a robot. This shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
So you lose to Vitali. Why are you out the ring for 4 years then? Was that you done then? You must have been thinking at some point, right? I've been a world champion.
Yeah.
I've earned some money.
Yeah.
That'll do me.
Yeah. Now, I'm a hustler, though. I'm a hustler. So I'm always chasing money. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm known for. I'm known for getting money. And I don't do nothing illegal. I never did. I don't do nothing. I don't litter. I don't do nothing illegal. And I get money. I use my likeness. I've always used my likeness, my personality to network. You know what I'm saying? Move and shake, network. And I meet people. And I've been put into phenomenal stock deals. I've been put into businesses off of, hey, man, I like this guy. And, you know, moving and shaking. And I was making so much money out the ring, champ, to be honest with you, at many times,
right,
that I was like, why am I going to go get punched in the face? If I can make $300,000, $1 million without getting hit, I'm not going to do it. And that was the truth of the matter. I didn't have, and I regret it. I mean, look back in retrospect, and I say to myself, I don't regret it, but I'm like, had I maybe not had so many other things going on, maybe I would have been more focused, right, and I would have been more, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but I just would have been more focused on boxing, but I was getting money outside of the ring. I did movies. You know,
really?
I made good money doing Bad Boys 2, Transporter 2. I did a movie called The Retirement, The Whackness. So I was making good money without fighting. And then when opportunities came and I needed the money, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get back in shape and fight.
So after the 4 years, you had 9 fights. The final fight was on an undercard of your friend David Haye.
Ooh, let's go, champ.
So you win those 9 fights.
Yeah.
And I guess opportunities kind of dried up. You was calling out David Haye.
Yeah.
The Vladimir Klitschko incidents was some of the best I've ever seen. When you find him on the paddle boat,
yeah,
and you make him fall off the paddle boat. So at that point, then you're trying to get these big fights, because obviously you just want the big fights. You've had 9 wins. You've had those stop-start moments in your career. When the big fights didn't come, was that when you just thought, enough's enough? Until you fight Jake Paul in the coming months.
No, I got into the cannabis business. That did well for me. What else I've been doing? What else I was doing? I started a health club, similar to like the mail order with the Viagra, the Cialis, and all that. I started a company called Alpha DNA with a partner that took off. Then COVID hit, and that kind of messed us up. But we were able to walk away with some money from an idea that I created. And again, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I was ahead of the curve when it came to a lot of different things. And I've been fortunate to make good money from my ideas, and also from my networking ability to put deals together. But I got shagged a lot too. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes, my biggest I'm friendly, right? So I might say, okay, yo, champ, I got somebody I want you to meet. And you guys meet, and it's like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. And then I put you guys together, and then you guys make $10 million. And I never know about it until I find out from somebody else. I'm like, yo, bro, you guys didn't say, yo, let's
cut you in.
Yeah, let's throw share in something. You know what I'm saying? So that's been a big factor in my life, and some huge deals. I don't want to, I can say the names I want because I don't care. But I put some huge deals together that came through way of Shannon Briggs through me in business. Some I ate off, some I didn't, you know what I mean? But I've always found a way to make it. I live okay. My family, I'm married with 3 kids. They don't miss a meal. They live good. We ain't rich, but we ain't poor. My goal is to become wealthier. And I've always envisioned and said to myself, this whole life that I lived as a boxer was for me to get where I am now. And, I trademarked the brand, Let's Go Champ. And it's something that organically grew from where I was at. Like, I'm down, I'm out and depressed, but I'm telling myself, let's go champ. I'm telling myself, I'm using that as a mantra to myself when I don't want to do something, when I'm telling myself all the negative, damn, you should have did this shit, and damn, you should have did that, damn, you split the money, damn, you did this. I tell myself, let's go champ, let's go champ, let's go champ. That's my setback. That's my way to tell myself, chill champ, get focused, forget that. Let's go champ to me means also, forget that champ, let's go. Forget that champ. Let's get to, that's the past. Let's deal with the present. So, I could get lost in the past because, like I said earlier, it's traumatic stress, from watching you, have everything to having nothing. Yeah. There's a difference, like I was saying. If you give a kid, everything, and then you take it away, he remembers. If you never gave him nothing, he don't know what it's like to eat good, to drive good, nice clothes, good bed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what happened to me, which was the best thing in the world.
Are you proud of yourself?
Super proud of that. Super proud of that. I was able to start off with something, go flat to nothing, and make it back. Because a lot of people can't do that.
Are you proud of your boxing career?
It's not as much as I want to be. I'll be lying to you if I said as much. Because I'm telling you, champ, I was a beast. I had something, champ.
But you won the world title.
Yeah, I know. I was better than that. I could have won it and kept it. I could have done a lot of things, man. I'm telling you, champ. Yeah, I don't want to call them out, but they were scared of me, champ. Real talk. And a lot of fighters, I wasn't at my best. If I would have, we all could have said, if he had he'd be a she. But it don't matter. It don't matter, right? It don't matter. I'm not trying to be a person that's living off gripes. I want nobody to think, oh man. I'm saying for you out there at home, do what you got to do now. It ain't no time machine. Make it happen. Be the best you can be. Don't waste time. I wasted time too. You know what I'm saying? I party hard, champ. I ain't gonna lie to you, champ. I did some of the best partying ever in the humanity without doing drugs.
Really?
I never tried cocaine. I never did heroin. I never did nothing. I used to drink. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had a drink in 13 years.
13 years?
13 years, not a sip of alcohol. Not in my
2.5 years.
Let's go, champ. You feel me? That's what Let's Go Champ is about.
I wish I would have partied with you 13 years ago.
Oh, man. I was the sickest.
Oh, man.
I was the sickest, champ.
Serious?
Man, when I was drinking since I was like 13, 14. When I became homeless, I started meeting guys that was drinking beers. So I was like, this is nasty. But it gave me some confidence.
Mm.
It gave me some confidence. I was like, to talk to girls. I was shy. And then when I drank a beer, I could talk a little bit. Hey, what's up? Make her laugh. You know what I'm saying? Or at least I thought I was making her laugh and everything worked good. I was like, oh, this stuff works. Let's try another one. You know what I'm saying? Let me try 3, matter of fact.
Oh, man. I wish I knew you 13 years ago.
I had the best one. You couldn't imagine, champ.
Just quickly on 2 names I mentioned there. You, David Haye, and Vladimir Klitschko, cool now?
Yeah, I knocked both of them out at the same time. Right now, tonight, on the bridge. In London, the London Bridge. Yeah.
Right, a few more. Best you fought. Best fighter that you fought.
That's a good one. Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was really, really good. He wasn't at his best and I wasn't at my best. And he still won.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I fought a lot of dudes, champ. I was looking at my record on the way here. I was like, damn, I had that many fights. I must be punchy. Man, I had a lot of fights, champ. But I fought some dudes. I fought some good. I fought a lot of pies too. You know what I'm saying? So
we all do, right?
Yeah, they're all pies to me. You ask me, y'all all pies. So I fought a lot of pies.
Well, we obviously know the hardest hitter.
Yeah.
But your best moment as a boxer.
My best moment as a boxer, man. That's a good question, champ. I ain't gonna lie to you, champ. When I fought and I won the national payout at Syracuse, New York, not just one of many, but it was 1990. It might have been 1990, and I won the gold medal representing New York, and that was a good moment.
And they're paying you then?
No.
They weren't paying
That's
you.
before I was getting paid.
Before you getting paid?
That was just for the gold medal. A gold medal. I couldn't believe it. It was like the trophy. Now, mind you, I used to take that gold medal and put it on the first trophy that I won. And I used to look at it and be like, wow. And when we had in school, in elementary school, when we had recess day, like we have a day where all the kids would go outside for every class and race each other and sacks and jump. And it was like, man, I never got to participate. I never got picked for baseball, for basketball. They picked me last for anything because I have no sports ability. I had asthma. I couldn't run.
Serious?
I can't catch. I can't dribble at all to this day. I can't shoot. I don't have no basketball ability. But I can fight.
You can punch.
Yeah, I can fight.
Look at those hands.
Man, you should see me, champ. Man,
I've seen you.
You should see me, champ. I mean, I can't do nothing else. I'm talking about baseball, tennis ball. I don't know what it is, man.
Don't you think that, though, with boxers? I find with, like, back home in England, football, soccer, they're good at everything. Right. They can play golf, they can play tennis, they can do this, they can do that. Boxers are one-trick ponies.
That's right.
They're one-trick ponies. They can't do anything else.
I'm talking about nothing, champ. But I could box.
Yeah.
And I felt that. And that gave me a life that I never would have had.
Yeah. Wow.
I wouldn't have been nothing. Who knows?
What a story. There's got to be a film. Just very quickly, what do you make of the current heavyweight scene?
I like it. I wish they fought more now. I mean, Turkey got us turned out on those great big fights. And I want more now, you know what I'm saying? But it's nice. Yeah. I like it. I'm impressed.
Yeah, just want regular fights.
They nice. They big boys, they throwing. They winning and losing and coming right back. Joshua Laws. I love Usyk is unreal. He's like nobody ever in history. He can fight. Look at Fury. He's a big monster who can move like I told him the other day I was in Turkey with him. I said, you be doing that black shit. You know? He laughed. He know it. He be doing that black shit. That's why he's so good. He got that rhythm.
Do you think he comes back?
He got to. I told you, Larry Holmes said never retire. Yeah. Nobody never gonna retire. Yeah. He gonna fight till he's 80. If there's some money, Tyson Fury gonna always come out and get the money, man.
So just make this correct. Shannon Briggs is not retired, all right?
Never will.
Shannon Briggs is not
never
retired.
will.
What do you think the best era for heavyweight boxing was? Obviously, the 70s, you had the great names, Ali Foreman, Fraser, Norton, etc. Then in your era, the 90s, I would say the 90s was great.
The best ever.
You think 90s was the best?
The best ever in boxing history that ever created, it was the 90s. You had David Tua. Him alone could carry, you know what I'm saying, a decade.
You had
Mike Tyson. Huh? You had Ike Ibuchi. You had Chris Bird. You had the Klitschkos. You had me. You had Larry Donald. You had Jeremy Williams. You had a bunch of dudes that could fight. You had a bunch of heavyweights the heavyweight division all throughout the 90s. Akawande. You had Frank Bruno.
Lennox Lewis beating, didn't he?
Yeah, but he could fight.
Yeah.
He could fight.
Well, he had your title, didn't he? He had the WBO.
He had the WBO.
Yeah.
You had Sergey Liakovic when he did the Lamar Brewster. Yeah. Come on, man. Brewster, you had Brewster.
Holyfield.
You had Holyfield. What about you had Tyson? The 90s was the best in boxing history.
Yeah.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
Nothing can come close.
No.
Nothing. I made this statement the other day, too. I'm starting to really consider Holyfield probably the greatest fighter ever lived. Only because, too, the wars, man, who could have fought that many tough fights in history and body just don't have a heart attack and just die? Ooh, nobody, no human. What human can withstand that many? He fought Mike Tyson twice, right?
But the Riddick Bowe fights.
The Lennox Lewis fights. He had a heart attack. Remember he had a heart attack?
Yeah.
He had a heart attack in the fight. Came back to fight for years. He fought Ruiz how many times? 2 or 3 times? There's nobody he hasn't fought, champ.
All right, then.
Except me.
There you go.
I would have stopped all of that.
Prime Usyk at cruiserweight or prime Holyfield at cruiserweight? Who wins that fight?
Usyk is just different. The fighters are different now. Like, you know, I don't understand. Like, they throwing more punches. The game has changed to where it's more now about your conditioning. And Holyfield was a machine. You know what I'm saying? The conditioning is more like, it used to be like skill. Now it's more about about conditioning.
You think so?
Yes, I know so. Because you could be skillful for 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, but if that guy got that pressure on you and you can't stop it, it's like it's just running your machine too fast. Your machine, you're gonna lose, like you're gonna go down, and they still going up. Like Usyk, he's still going up. 12th round, he's strong as in the first round. He throwing punches like it's the first round. No one else has done that, been able to do that in the history of boxing.
How would you have fought Usyk? Would you have tried to box Usyk or just?
I would have tried to knock him out. You know, but you see again. Me and my best, from my skate plan is, I'm boxing him cool and relaxed, and I'm countering the heck out of him, and I'm also boxing. But I'm staying with. I'm using skate. You know who was one of the talk about the '90s, and you're gonna look at this guy and say, man, nah. What's my boy name? Come on, man. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. He fought everybody. He got knocked out from Jersey.
Did he win a title?
Nah. He didn't win the title, but he was one of the best ever.
Serious?
Yeah, man. Maurice Harris.
Is that who it was?
That's my boy. Maurice
Serious?
Harris, yeah. You never seen him?
No.
Man, come on. Maurice is so talented as a fighter. He was so talented. He came one day to spar me, and like in the '90s, and I ain't hit him yet.
He's that quick.
I ain't hit him yet. That was in the '90s. He was unbelievable.
Where was he from?
Newark.
Newark, right?
Yeah, Newark. He was so he got stopped by a lot of good people, but I always say he ain't really get stopped.
He underachieved.
Except the underachiever, except for the Derek Jefferson hook that knocked him out cold. That was like you when you see him.
I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, Maurice Harris, super talented. Looking back, I'm like, wow, he could have been something that he was the Ali. He could have been the Ali of our era, but he was turned pro young, early, and he wasn't. It didn't happen. But he was super talented.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, that's a good fight to watch.
Last prediction.
Yes.
Crawford Canelo. How do you see that one playing out?
I've been saying Crawford by stoppage.
By stoppage?
Yeah.
Crawford stoppage?
Yes, champ.
You truly believe that could happen?
Yeah. I've been saying it for months, since way back.
What makes you think that? Because Canelo has got, from what I can see, one of the best chins in boxing. So how can a guy come up and stop Canelo?
Because sometimes you get a Usyk. Sometime. And I think Terrence Crawford is like Usyk. He can fight both ways. He gets stronger as the fight goes on. He wants to prove something. I'm not biased because of this. I mean, I met him when he was 12 years old. Came to my gym. I seen him training there, 12 years old.
Really?
And I could see something in his eyes that I seen him in Turkey the other day, and I said, I still see that in your eyes. What I seen before as a kid, I still see it in his eyes. Like there's something in there that says, yo, I want to prove something. And that's the best thing in the world, champ. When you got something you want to prove, if it was your father, if you got an emotional contact connection with your mother. I wanted to help my mother. I wanted to make it out of Brownsville so I could get her off of drugs. And that love for her was enough for me to go up those stairs when I didn't want to, when I was scared. The love. So how bad you want it, and then you could see it in their eyes. I think he wanted bad.
You see that in his eyes?
I see it in his eyes that he wanted bad. And he wanted to prove to everybody. So we're going to see it. I could be wrong. He could get stopped. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's going to stop him because Canelo good, but it's time. It's time for something else now. And I think he's going to show us different. Now listen to me. I'm not great at predictions. I'll say that right. That's why I don't gamble. The champ don't do no crime and the champ don't gamble because I suck.
Right, last question.
Yes, champ.
Your Mount Rushmore of boxing. I'm looking forward to hearing this. So 4 names.
4.
Your 4.
My 4. Jack Johnson. Do you want a reason why? Or no?
Yeah, I want a reason.
Jack Johnson, because of the climate of the world he was living in, unreal that you could tell me, yo, Shannon, come on, you're going to go fight. It's 100,000, 1 million white men outside. They all want to kill your ass. You're going to fight for this title. And I'm only a black man and going to the stadium, me and maybe my handler or two. I'm going to be shitting bricks, excuse my language. I'm going to be shaking, trembling like, oh shit, my leg. You can't see my legs under the table, but they shaking already. So I'll be shaking. I'll be shaking like drugstore jelly. I'll be sitting there thinking, damn, what happens if they riot? Man going out there, someone kick your ass. He ain't thinking about nobody in the crowd. He don't care about none of that. He don't care about none of that. That's a man with, he got ice cold water in his veins. He going out there beating your ass in front of all them people in the time where if you look at a man wrong, you could get killed. In America, if you look at a white man in his eyes, you got to look down. If not, you getting hung up, strung up. You sassing me, boy. You sassing me. You could get killed for any little thing, just for nothing. That man ain't thinking about that. So, number one, in the history of boxing.
Right.
Because that nerve is something that's unreal.
Yeah.
Ali, because we don't know what them 3 years what could have happened. We'll never know. If you look at that Cleveland Williams fight, if you look at those fights that he had Ernie Terrell, just that Ernie Terrell fight alone, the way he was throwing those punches at Ernie Terrell for 15 rounds and not breathing a lick. I mean, not just beating him.
Do you think that was prime Ali?
The best fighter heavyweight we ever got to see on camera at the time, and we don't know what he could have done.
That's saying something.
That's the truth. So number one, him and Jack neck and neck for me, because I'm only giving Jack that based off of ice cold balls.
Yeah.
Off balls. I'm giving that off balls, nothing else. Nothing. I don't care about the style and all that. I couldn't even see it. He was catching punches, they say, like this with his hand. But that ain't nothing. I'm just saying the balls. But they're okay. So Ali, greatest ever we got to see, moving side to side. Relax. Punches coming. He ain't even blinking. He just chilling with it. Chilling with it. I'm thinking, man, you ain't scared, thug hide. Sonny, listen. He like, man, you crazy. He doing this, you know what I'm saying? Unreal. Ray Robinson.
That he's first name on mine.
Right.
First name on mine.
Right. I'm only giving a Rushmore. I'm not going.
Yeah.
One,
just,
two.
Yeah, no,
No order.
No order.
Ray Robinson. Unreal. Man has so much style, so much smoothness. How could you be that smooth?
He was a modern day fighter then.
Thank you.
He slots into this era. I like that.
How could you be that smooth? How could you be that nice, that fly, that handsome? Man, he just gave off the energy of women loved him. Everybody loved him. He could dance. He could fight.
He moved like running water.
He spoke well, right? He moved like running water. Come on. Best ever. Come on. How could you just be that cool? Okay. Best ever. Now,
one name. One last name.
One last name. Damn, bro. And this gonna probably throw a lot of people off. But at his best,
yeah,
there was nothing like him. I'm gonna tell you the name. You might say, "Oh, come on, champ," but at his best, there ain't never gonna be another Roy Jones.
I agree 100%. His prime. No, you couldn't rubbish anyone if they were to say he was the best ever.
Yeah, come on. His prime,
speed, power,
everything.
I don't think there's been a fighter that had quicker reactions than Roy Jones ever.
Unreal. Unheard of. Unreal. He beat. Look, now I'm gonna keep it real with you. James Toney is a modern day throwback fighter. He was the only one to take on James Toney and spank him.
Yeah.
Spank him. No problem. Took the fight with no problem.
Was that light middle title?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Middle and light middle, don't matter. Nobody was calling out James Toney. You never heard Bernard Hopkins call out James Toney. You never heard it. You can't find a tape of somebody saying James Toney, Bernard Hopkins calling out James Toney.
And there was pressure on that fight as well. They didn't like each other, did they?
James Toney was with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you ain't never going to find it because it don't exist. But Roy. Roy was like, bang him. You know what I'm saying? Roy was different, Chad. Roy was the best ever.
That's a serious four. Jack Johnson, Ali. Who's the other? Jack Johnson, Ali.
Sugar Ray
Robinson, of course.
Yeah.
And then Roy Jones. That does not take. It's taken some beating, that.
It's hard to beat that.
And do you know why I like the Jack Johnson one as well?
Why?
Because you've taken an attribute that goes unnoticed. Having them nerves of still, having a giant pair of,
I said earlier with the calmness. If you can't be calm
under that
you
amount
can't
of
be
pressure.
confident. And I was never confident, and I was never calm. That's why I always regret my career in that sense.
I'm sorry, I will not accept you saying that. You, world heavyweight champion. Nobody can take that away from you. Shannon, man, I can't appreciate enough for you coming on. Skee, thank you so much. Honestly, shout out to Skee. Incredible the way the world works.
Skee, my boy.
This was not supposed to happen. Shannon was not a guest. We're in New York. We end up in this great man's taxi, and he helps us out. I will forever be
Shout out to Skee. Shout out to Skee.
Shout out to Skee. I really mean that. Thank you very much.
You're the best.
Yeah, I mean, you're one of the most colourful heavyweights that has ever lived. You have a great personality, a heart of gold.
Thank you, champ.
For all of us, I'll forever be grateful. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Let's go, champ. One more. That's
you.
my boy. Let's go, champ.